analysis of recording of the information. Now, these are the purposes and support for the business. These are the extra points for you people. But from the indicative content view, we are having the points which start from here. That is 27, slide 27. These you would see in the indicative content, we're having 3 points: legal requirements, tax requirements, and internal control requirements. We will be studying this according to that, because that is an important obligation for us as well. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
We will be reading it for every component because that is important. Again, these points are from your indicative content. The purposes and the requirements for the financial records. Double entry bookkeeping. What is the purpose and importance according to these 3 purposes? That is legal requirement, tax requirement, and internal control requirements. It ensures accuracy and completeness of the financial records, helping comply with the legal regulations which mandate accurate financial reporting. Why legal requirement is necessary for double entry bookkeeping again? Obviously, to make sure that everything goes smooth at the end as well. Provides a comprehensive record for tax authorities to audit and assess tax obligations. The auditors, their responsibility is to check whether everything is going right or not. If any problem occurs in any of the accounts, further, that is the financial statement of position and the income statement. So they have to look at the tax requirements too. Facilitates error detection and fraud prevention by ensuring that every transaction is recorded twice, aiding in reconciling the accounts. That is, account both account, the debit account and the credit account. We have to see that we have recorded the calculation of the both accounts or not. Then the practical application used, that is double entry bookkeeping. It is used universally across all the businesses from the small enterprises to large corporations to maintain balance and accurate financial records. Each and every organization uses the double entry bookkeeping. Daybooks and ledgers. Again, legal requirements. Chronological recording of the transaction meets regulatory requirements for maintaining detailed financial records. Chronological means the debit and credit transaction on the both side. We are checking it twice. Tax requirement again, all the points are going to be same again and again for all the techniques, whether for the financial or the management. Accurate day-to-day records simplify the preparation of the tax returns and compliance with tax laws, because as soon as the sales or purchase we did in the industry, in the market, we recorded in the day books and ledgers. That is why at the end of the day, it is very easy to calculate on the daily basis as well. That is on this date, this time, we did this. Then, for the internal control requirement, segregates the duties among employees, that is, distributing the roles and responsibilities, specifically in the departments among the employees, reducing the risk of errors and fraudulent activities. That is, everybody knows that what their responsibility is. Definitely, the fraudulent activity is going to be reduced. Practical application, daybooks such as sales journals, purchase journals, providing the raw data which is then categorized and summarized in the ledgers, supporting the financial statement preparation. All of these things, from day keeping to ledgers to the trial balance, everything is ultimately helping in what? In making the statement of financial position a better place to scrutinize the calculation in a better way. Trial balance. It ensures that the financial records are accurate and complete, satisfying legal requirements for accurate financial reporting. That is, you should be very careful while doing the calculation. Facilitates the preparation of accurate tax returns by ensuring that all the transactions are correctly recorded, the same thing, because at the end we have to pay the tax too. Detects the discrepancies early, that is the early problems. Ensuring that the errors are corrected before financial statements are finalized. If the TB is not balanced, as I told you, Rosanna, when you asked that how it gets balanced,
Yes.
recording the debit and the credit side, it is important because if you don't look at the trial balance at that time, then when you are going to make the income statement or the statement of financial position, there you're going to have a problem. And that is considered a big issue. Used periodically, for example, monthly, quarterly. Monthly is after every month, quarterly is after 4 months, biannually is after 6 months, and annually is 12 months. To check the accuracy of ledgers, ensuring the total debits equal the total credits. Then the income statement. It provides a summary of the company's financial performance required by law to be presented annually to know that what are the sales of this organization, what is the cost of goods sold, what are the expenses, so that if the expenses are exceeding from the sales or the revenue, we can reduce the expenses. That is the operational efficiency or daily expenditures. Determines the taxable income by summarizing revenues and expenses. Even the tax part is included in your statement of financial position and even in the income statement because tax is liable. Assess the profitability of the businesses, guiding the managerial decisions and strategic planning. Managerial decision, the decisions which we have to take on the daily basis, and the planning, which is according to the goals and objectives of the organization. So it is very important to see where are you standing as an organization. Used by the internal and external stakeholders again, it is important. Why? Because it is used by both of the stakeholders, such as management, investors, tax authorities, to assess financial health and performance. Balance sheet offers a snapshot of a company's financial condition at a specific point in time required for the legal reporting. That is, after every year, at the end of the year, you're going to present the statement of financial because the stakeholders are interested in the organization and your company is listed at the stock exchange. People are readily and eagerly wants to know what is the performance of your organization so that they can buy the shares. Provides details on assets, liabilities, and equity necessary for the tax assessments and financial planning. This is the requirement of the tax authoritarians that they need to know that whether the assets they are paid fully or not, whether they are not on lease. Helps in assessing liquidity, that is, you're not going to run out of the money, and same goes for the solvency and financial stability, aiding in strategic decision making. Now, there are so many cases that the businesses they have a good reputation, but they are not liquidate. They're not enough solvent. So what happened is they gain the trust, and upon the trust, they are getting the investment. But in reality, they are not a good picture skew of themselves. Essential for the investors, creditors, and management to evaluate the financial position and make informed decisions. So this is the main purpose. Income statement is for both internal and external stakeholders, but the statement of financial position is necessary for the external stakeholders. Now, coming towards the management accounting system and techniques. Cost accounting system. Not typically mandated by law, but crucial for internal financial management, that is only for inside the organization. It helps in calculating the cost of goods sold and inventory valuation for the tax purposes. That is, how many goods have been sold yet. We know the calculation, the amount, the necessary number, and we can go ahead for that. Assist in controlling production costs and improving the efficiency. Production costs, we want the cost should be less, and the products which we are selling out to the consumer, in return, we're getting the revenue, that should be increased. Used to track and manage costs associated with the production, aiding in the pricing decisions and budget control. We want to give a good quality product on the low price to the consumer, but that's what we are gaining. We are gaining the lesser and lesser cost. That is our ultimate goal. We don't want to spend more as an organization. Inventory or stock management system, it ensures accurate reporting of inventory levels required for financial reporting. That is, in each and every organization, whether it's a public, private, or whatever kind it is, even a small startup too, the inventory level should always be equilibrium or balanced. There should not be more, there should not be less, because it's an emergency case in both the cases, whether it's a less or in a larger number. Assist in accurate valuation of inventory for the tax purposes. The tax authoritarians, they always love, literally, they love to inspect the warehouses. Why? Because in the warehouses, we always store the things in bulk. Prevents overstocking and stockouts. Overstocking means we're stocking the things more and more, and it is not even the necessary. And stockout means The things are not enough produced at the amount which they are demanded by the consumers. So the amount which we're producing, we want to give it to the uh, consumers. It should be of a perfect amount. Optimizing the inventory levels, that is, the unit required are 100, but we're only producing 80. We're doing the inelasticity of demand, which is not a good thing. Techniques like just-in-time, economic order quantity helps manage inventory efficiently, reducing holding costs and improving the cash flow. That is, whenever the order comes, we're only going to produce those specific bundles or the batches when needed. Cash flow forecasting, not directly required by law, but essential for maintaining liquidity and financial stability. That is, having cash in hand inside the business, it's a necessity. Ensure sufficient cash reserves for the tax payments. That is, you should have enough drawings in your bank account, in your organization that you can pay whenever needed. Helps in managing cash inflows and outflows, preventing the liquidity crisis. That is, we should have enough money to pay the suppliers, the workers, and enough money to save as well and to pay the taxes too. It is used by the business to predict the future cash needs, ensuring they can meet the financial obligations and invest wisely. Capital investment appraisal, often required for the compliance with investment regulation. Why? Because we have to have keep in mind the orders as well, the law orders. Assist in understanding the tax implication of the investment decision. It is not like a piece of cake. It is very difficult to manage each and everything when we are directly related to the tax authorities and we want to invest in a good project as well. Evaluates the profitability and risk of potential investments, guiding strategic decision making because we want to invest in good projects. So we will be taking the risk too. Okay. Then we have techniques like net present value and internal rate of return helps the business assess the viability of the long-term investment. That is, if we are going to spend this much amount in XYZ project, what will be the return when we will be securing our initial cost? Budgeting and budgetary control. Not legally mandated, but essential for financial planning and control. It is not a necessary, but it's a good option. Assist in planning for tax liabilities and managing cash flow. That is, we're having enough cash and we can pay the taxes on time too. It comes under the budget. Then we have provides a financial framework for the business operations, ensuring resources are allocated efficiently. That is, we're not doing a wastage of resources, but we're spending it adequately. Used to plan future financial performance, allocate resources, and monitor the actual performance against the budget. That is, we are performing everything to a good standard. But what we have predicted, it should be matched with that as well. Marginal and absorption costing, again, the variable and fixed cost variant, not legally required but useful for the internal decision making. That is from the people which are associated within inside the premises of a business. Helps in determining the what do we call it, variable cost for pricing and tax calculation. That is the cost which is changing, and that is important for the pricing as well because price and tax calculation too changes. Assist in analyzing the impact of variable cost on profitability because profit we want more and more. And as the volatility in the variable cost comes, it is a hinder to the cost as well as a profit. Used to determine the impact of cost changes on profit, aiding in pricing decision. Specifically, the variable cost, that is the marginal cost. Absorption is fixed, so we don't have a problem with that. But with the marginal, we do have problems on cashes. Separately, the purpose and what do we have? The importance for it. Required for the financial reporting under GAAP and IFRS. Now, these are the specific, what do we call it, international standards which are used specifically for the absorption costing. And we need to report it under it. Provides comprehensive cost data for inventory evaluation. Inventory evaluation means that is we are not exceeding the warehouse limit. Everything is in balance. Ensures all costs are included in product pricing. That is, whatever the cost comes in producing a product, it should be included when we gain the price back. For example, if a product is costing us In reality, $25, we could charge 30 from the audience, from the consumers. Used for financial reporting and inventory valuation, ensuring all costs are accounted for. That is, the accountants, they are going to check in, see everything is correct, as well, that nothing is fudged, everything is perfect, we haven't done any fraud. Break-even analysis, not required by law but essential for the financial planning. That is, when we do the planning, we have to talk about the break-even analysis in which everything comes and gets batched. Helps in understanding the tax implications of the different sales level. That if you're having lots of sales, the number is quite high, you're even gaining the normal profit, then you are liable to pay more tax. It is a progressive. Determines the sales volume needed to cover the cost, guiding the pricing and production decision. That is, whatever the price is allotted in the production department, and even when we are deciding that this will be the price, we need to see that where we are getting enough, our cost is covered. And the rest price which we are putting upon that specific product is going to be considered as our profit. Used to assess the impact of varying sales volumes on profitability, aiding in strategic planning and decision making. This is where it is used, the break even analysis, specifically in the planning when we're doing it in the businesses, plus to take the optimal decisions too. These financial and management techniques are crucial for accurate record keeping, compliance with legal and tax requirements, and effective internal control. Now, these were the three main components which you will also be discussing in your answers from the assignment brief, because these 3 points were important. The purposes of the financial records affiliated with the financial and the management accounting. By analyzing these techniques, businesses can ensure they maintain accurate financial records, make informed decisions, and achieve their financial objectives. That's it. We are done with assessment criteria 1.2 finally. These were the purpose and requirement for the financial record. We did this, right? Just right now. According to
Yes,
the
ma'am.
techniques, management,
Techniques.
and financial.
Mm.
These are three, but we have to do it according to the double entry, day books, trial balance, financial statement, that is income statement and statement of financial position. Then for the management, we did the cost, inventory, cash flow, capital investment, budgeting and budgetary, marginal absorption, and break-even analysis. So we are done with assessment criteria 1.2, and three bullet of indicative content is used in it. That is number 2, 3, and 4. And for the part A, I mean, for 1.1, compare financial management 1, we use the data from the first heading, that is management and financial accounts, and stakeholders, the internal and external one. This is for both old and new students. Okay, thank you, Nanda, too. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
What is this? This is assignment brief. Okay, this document is assignment brief. And activity 1, these bullets, these are the questions. You write the answers according to them. These
Yes,
are
ma'am.
the command verbs. But in your document, the one which was your answer document, in that you did not write the question from activities or the assignment brief. You write it on your own, from your own self, right?
Yes, ma'am. So like I have to add this whole data in activity one, like from this, these are the questions, right?
Yeah, these are the questions, and you will be writing the answer accordingly. Because the questions which you have written, they have no importance. I'll be checking your answer according to the indicative content which you have written right, suggested evidence, and the command verb, which is the most important thing. You could even see in your answer that you haven't used the word analyze anywhere in the answer, the command verb description. Only evaluate was used in your answer in your, I think, the in the last part when I went through it.
Ma'am, some of them also I mentioned at the end because I think I forgot to mention them in the first time when I did the assignment. So I mentioned them after the after activity three, but I will copy paste those from there to the proper place then.
Yeah, simply copy paste, nothing reproduced by your own self. I don't know
Yes,
where is
ma'am.
your IQ from.
Ma'am, I understood. I will do it, and I will erase those questions, and I will add these then.
Yeah, that is what
Okay,
you
ma'am.
need to do.